What is the difference between a smart man and a wise man?
Near the Atlantic Ocean because Accra is right on the Atlantic Ocean and it's in Accra. The beach you go to, that's the Atlantic Ocean. Didn't you know that? Huh? Didn't you know that? I say, that's the.
They say a smart man only believes half of what he hears, but a wise man knows which half to believe. Hi, this is Accra, Ghana. As we pass through this green space in the capital city of Accra, I want to share a thought with you, and through that, to grow more
Yeah.
enlightened.
Yeah.
I do believe that one of the biggest reasons for life on this planet is to educate ourselves and grow to become better people. So, my one desire in sharing my thoughts on this topic is, if possible, to gain more understanding. Ghana, like the rest of Africa, is a place with deep cultural and moral values where open displays of affection are not uncommon, but also where more intimate actions, like for example, kissing in public, is certainly not usual, such actions being generally expected to be done in private. Now, when it comes to the question of LGBTQ, I can say that it is an open secret that lesbianism and homosexuality has existed in Ghanaian communities, as in all other communities all over the world, for ages and ages, and though frowned upon, has not received much attention or adverse reaction from the society in general. In other words, there has always been this sense of uneasy tolerance, but not outright hatred. It has never really been an important topic for discussion on Ghanaian media. That was until certain self declared lesbians and gay people organized themselves into formal groups seeking to lobby or rally for certain rights to be accorded to them. That is what blew the lid off the kettle. Hitherto, it had mostly been regarded as a private matter, and whatever went on between two consented adults that they kept to themselves without hurting anyone else was, well, their own business. But having now unveiled themselves and asserted themselves in public, the Ghanaian state was sort of forced to make its position clear on the matter. But the mechanism of state is populated and animated by several people with varying degrees of tolerance or opposition to the formal recognition and acceptance of LGBTQ rights. And so the stalemate that we find ourselves in, Parliament has voted to criminalize LGBTQ, and the executive appears to be taking its time and pondering over the whole thing, citing a court case on the matter. It is slowly turning into a fracas, and among the most vociferous of them all have been many pastors and religious voices. Now, personally, I seek to understand the causes that compel people to become who and what they are, and whether we do indeed, as a society, have sufficient comprehension and knowledge about the condition such that we can justifiably categorize the phenomenon as a crime punishable by law. Have we undertaken sufficient inquiry into the phenomenon, into the nature of the phenomenon, to make us confident that it is the that the punishment is commensurate to the offense as Parliament would have it, and that incarceration is the true remedy? I only ask. Now I understand the passion demonstrated by our Christian brothers and sisters in condemning the phenomenon, but I also know that in the same Bible we are admonished not to judge others lest we be judged by the same measure. And was it not Jesus that told the angry crowds ready to stone the prostitute to death that he among them that had never sinned may throw the first stone? My point is this, that much as others may view certain behaviors by some with disgust and draw quick conclusions, we must draw inspiration from our ancient teachers. And they taught us never in our daily life to be motivated by hatred or extreme anger. And in arriving at our opinions, let us weigh our passions with the thought that there is a lot that we do not know. Like the great philosopher Socrates said, quote, I am the wisest man because one thing I know for sure is that I know nothing. Quote. So whatever conclusions we draw about others, let us come from a standpoint that we are all one. And like Jesus, who left the whole flock in search for the lost lamb, let us not cast away any among us that we may perceive to have strayed, but to devote our attention to bringing us all together in love and unity. I, for one, will claim with Socrates that I know nothing of the causes that have resulted in the effect. And so, when all is said and done, I would hope to stand beyond reproach. Kindly subscribe to this channel. And it is always my pleasure to show you places and spaces in the city of Accra where I live, and to talk about our life here and about life in general. Stay happy and see you in my next video. Bye. And well, before I say bye, I just want to show you some of the greener parts of Accra. All this greenery that you see are still each side of the city of Accra, and not too close to the town center, sort of like in the outskirts, but it's still within the metropolis of Accra. And these are very green spaces, but um, some of them are known to harbor criminals at night that harass drivers because some of these streets here lack street lights during dark hours, and they have been known to harbor certain criminals during the night that attempt to hide, carjack, take people's cars away from them, or rob people. And this is the Jimpa area of Accra. So I just wanted to show you some of the um, places that are not safe at night due to the bushes, and the lack of street lights. And so that's it. Whenever you're in Accra, try to avoid such bushy places during the night. Accra is generally a low crime city, but you always have spots are not safe, that are not safe to be alone at during the night, and certainly not safe for strangers during the dark hours.
This place, if you drive around here around in the evening, you are dead. Really? Armed robbers. It's a dangerous place, this road. Wow. In the night? Yes. From like 10 p.m. that way, right? Yes. You don't drive around at night. Wow.
Well, so according to the driver, he was just telling me about there in the car that some of these areas are not particularly safe during the night because the street lights sometimes fail to come on, and then you have delinquents hiding out in the bushes and trying to rob people that may be alone, or cars that might um, drive slowly. There have been instances where people throw stones or rocks, smash the windshields of cars that are moving slowly, and when the driver stop, you have um, these criminals attempting to rob you or even carjack, take your car from you. Such instances have happened occasionally in the past, and it's an area that you be wary of during the night, especially when you're not really accustomed to the area, and when you're alone. So that's one piece of information that the driver was giving me back there, and it's always great to stay safe. You know, you take precautions. Accra is not a high crime city, and yet you always have um, spots that that are known to be ridden with crime, and it's always best to steer clear of such places. You can see how bushy the place is, and so you can imagine that during the night when there are no street lights, it will be a not very safe place to be at, especially when you're alone. So stay safe and catch up with you later. Bye.